Welcome to the Scottish Wedding Channel. Tonight we are at the Corinthian in Glasgow to join the Girls' Night In with the Scottish Wedding Directory, and we are absolutely thrilled because tonight we get to meet one of the UK's most in-demand, award-winning bridal designers, Ian Stuart. Okay, so Ian, you're up in Glasgow.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to speak to your Scottish brides?
It's been fabulous to be in Glasgow, and it was fabulous to be in Edinburgh last week. It's wonderful for me as a designer to be able to embrace the Scottish brides and see the differences between their moods and feelings and brides elsewhere. It's been truly amazing.
So do you find that Scottish brides have a different type of taste to elsewhere?
I definitely see a big difference with Scottish brides because you have such amazing, beautiful venues, castles, houses here that they simply don't have in England and elsewhere. So I think the Scottish brides are very lucky that they have such amazing architecture to set the picture in which to get married. So it kind of makes the weddings more important here than they are elsewhere because the venues are so truly amazing.
So you've been a designer for a long time.
Too long.
What is it that inspires you?
I'm really inspired by music, wallpaper, beautiful buildings like this with gorgeous, architecture. I can see a swirl and make it into a flower or a dress. I'm inspired by buildings, music, everything, people. Everything around me inspires me all the time, so it's a great source of information for me.
So how does a collection, an Ian Stuart Bride collection, work from its sort of conception through onto a bride walking down the aisle?
Well, the best feedback for me is actually meeting real brides at the show that we're at now with the Scottish Wedding Directory. So when I can meet real brides and get to know what they really want, it really helps me to design the collections for them because I get to know their moods and their feelings, the kind of mood of the wedding, whether it be contemporary, whether it be romantic. So I really get to see the end product before I start my designing. Once I've got that information, I then start the sketching process and we start choosing fabrics and laces and beading and embellishments, and then we start to create samples that will ultimately become wedding dresses that are going to be worn by the real brides.
So it's quite a daunting prospect for women who are getting married. Biggest dress they'll ever wear. So what advice have you got for them when they start that process of finding the dream dress?
I know it's a really daunting prospect. You've never been a bride, you've never actually been through this process. I would advise any girl to start making a scrapbook, ideas from Pinterest, print them out, put them into a book, and when you actually start the trying on process, you can show the sales consultant at the store the mood that you're in, the space that you're at. If you've got a book to show them something, you'll be able to show them, this is the feeling and the mood of my wedding. This is how I feel, this is what I want to project. Then they'll be able to pull the relevant styles to show you that are relevant to the mood that you're in right now.
Finally, any advice for women with different body shapes? What should they take into consideration when they're trying to find their dream dress?
I think what you need to figure out with wedding dresses is that don't just look at something on the hanger hanging on the rail, because quite often or not, I have brides that think they want a skinny dress and they end up wearing a full dress. You have to try wedding dresses on. You have to try one of each style on, and then you can begin the process of elimination, because different looks suit different body types. There are lots of tricks in bridal wear, how to make yourself taller by teasing your hair, how to make yourself slimmer by wearing platforms and a cinched-in waist. There are lots of tips, and most of the bridal wear shops and most of the designers, and also most of the time the Scottish Wedding Directory have special pages within their magazine that shows a chart of body types to help you decide the best shape for you.